In late 1999, Berkshire Hathaway looked old-fashioned. The market was rewarding anything with calm in the name and punishing anything that sounded like patience. A lot of investors were sure they had found a shortcut: buy what's going up, because the market must know something you don't. Buffett watched the same headlines you did. He agreed technology would change society, but he also admitted something most people won't. Not knowing is a competitive advantage if it stops you from doing something dumb. In that 1999 annual report, he explained why Berkshire didn't own tech stocks, not because tech wouldn't matter, but because they couldn't reliably tell which players would keep a durable edge. He wrote, "Our problem is that we have no insights into which participants in the tech field possess a truly durable competitive advantage." BerkshireHathaway.com. That moment exposes the money trap 90% of people fall into without realizing it. They let other people's excitement become their financial plan. They confuse movement with progress. And when the crowd is loud enough, they stop asking the only question that matters: what is this actually worth? Let's name the trap precisely. It's not investing, it's not even risk. It's outsourcing your judgment. The crowd offers you a seductive deal. You don't need understanding. You don't need valuation. You just need to participate, and the cost is hidden. It doesn't show up as a fee on your statement. It shows up later as buying high because you feel late, selling low because you feel stupid, repeating the cycle because you think the problem is timing, not behavior. Buffett described the emotional epidemic pattern decades ago. In Berkshire's letters, he said these market diseases arrive unpredictably, and so do the distortions they cause. Their response wasn't toward prophecy, it was a posture. We simply attempt to be fearful when others are greedy and to be greedy only when others are fearful. Webflow, that sentence is an engineering spec for decision-making. Don't let the input signal, crowd emotion, override the system's controls, your rules. Because when emotion drives price, people pay any price, and that's the fastest path to permanent loss. The core Buffett principle that breaks this trap is the circle of competence, but not as a motivational slogan, as a boundary condition. In the same 1999 report, Buffett explained the real edge isn't IQ, it's knowing where your understanding ends. He wrote, "If we have a strength, it is in recognizing when we are operating well within our circle of competence and when we are approaching the perimeter." BerkshireHathaway.com. Notice what that implies. The goal is not to have the biggest circle. The goal is to have the clearest perimeter, because most financial disasters don't happen inside your circle. They happen one step past it, when you sort of understand, and your confidence outruns your competence. And Buffett goes further. When other people look like geniuses because the market is rewarding their story, Berkshire doesn't envy it. They don't imitate it. They stay put. Instead, we just stick with what we understand. BerkshireHathaway.com. That's not stubbornness. That's system design. You remove entire categories of avoidable mistakes. Now we add the second key principle, separating price from value. Buffett credits Ben Graham for the sentence that anchors Berkshire's discipline. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. Webflow, the money trap thrives when people reverse that equation. They assume if the price is rising, the value must be rising. If the price is falling, the value must be broken. But price is a number. Value is a story about future cash. And here's a psychological trick. A rising price feels like confirmation. It rewards you instantly, so your brain stops demanding evidence. You stop asking, what does this business earn? How durable is that earning power? What could go wrong? What am I paying relative to what I'm getting? That's why bubbles don't feel dangerous in real time. They feel like safety, because everyone around you is celebrating the same decision. So the trap in one line is this. You mistake social proof for financial proof. If you're an engineer, you already live by filters. You don't ship a system to production because it seems fine. You ship it because it passed tests. Here's test one, the competence filter. Before you commit money, you must be able to explain the business simply and define the perimeter. A practical way to do it: 1. Write the business in one sentence. They sell underscore underscore to underscore underscore and get paid by underscore underscore. 2. Write the mode in one sentence. They stay ahead because underscore underscore. 3. Write the failure mode. This breaks if underscore underscore. If you can write those 3 lines without Googling mid-sentence, you're outside your circle. This is exactly what Buffett meant when he said they won't step into areas where they can judge durable advantage with high conviction. BerkshireHathaway.com. And here's the relief. You don't need thousands of options. You need a small watch list. You truly understand. In investing, like in baseball, you don't get penalized for letting pitches go by. Your only job is to swing at the ones you can hit. Understanding isn't enough. The trap still catches smart people who overpay. This is where Berkshire's history with See's Candies becomes a masterclass. In the 1919 letter, Buffett said, "In our See's purchase, Charlie and I had one important insight. We saw that the business had untapped pricing power. Webflow, pricing power is not a buzzword. It's a math lever. If you can raise prices a little without losing customers, your margins expand, cash flows rise, and the business can self-fund growth." So the value filter asks, what cash can this produce over time? How confident am I in that? What am I paying today relative to that future? This is also why Buffett can say they prefer owning great businesses for a very long time. Our favorite holding period is forever, but only when the business is outstanding and the price is sensible. Webflow, forever isn't a rule. It's a reward for buying quality at a rational price. Here's where the money trap turns from painful to fatal. Leverage and complexity. When people feel late, they reach for accelerants. Margin loans, high-interest debt, structured products, complicated strategies they can't explain. Berkshire has a blunt view of financial explosives. In the 2002 letter, Buffett warned that derivatives are financial weapons of mass destruction, potentially lethal. BerkshireHathaway.com. Even if you never touch derivatives, the principle matters. Anything that multiplies outcomes will multiply your mistakes. A simple equation explains why. Wealth grows by compounding. W equals sign WOO 1 plus R. Leverage adds a second term. Your downside compounds too, and it can force liquidation at the worst time. So the system rule is, if a strategy can wipe you out, it doesn't matter how good the average return looks. Remove wipeout risk, and time becomes your friend again. The real test of any financial system is stress, and 2008 was stress. In Berkshire's letters reflecting on the chaos, Buffett stated the environment plainly. It's been an ideal period for investors. A climate of fear is their best friend. Those who invest only when commentators are upbeat end up paying a heavy price for meaningless reassurance. Webflow read that slowly. He's describing the exact opposite of the trap. Most people pay extra to feel safe. They buy when the story is comfortable. They sell when the headlines are unbearable. But that behavior guarantees bad prices. Comfort is expensive. Fear is cheap. This is why the earlier fearful, greedy posture matters. It's not a quote for posters. It's a control system for moments when your emotions are screaming. Webflow, the investor who survives 2008, isn't the one with the hottest predictions. It's the one with rules that still work when their stomach drops. There's a second money trap that shows up in careers and business. Small wins that risk catastrophic damage. Berkshire treats reputation like capital. In a long-running internal message Buffett referenced in the letters, he put it in one line: we can afford to lose money, even a lot of money. but we can't afford to lose reputation, even a shred of reputation. Webflow. This connects directly to Berkshire's Salomon chapter when Buffett became interim chairman during Salomon's crisis and had to help stabilize trust. Webflow. Why does this belong in a money trap video? Because plenty of people wreck their financial future without a market crash. They cut ethical corners for a bonus. They chase deals they can't defend in daylight. They justify bad behavior with everyone does it. That sentence, everyone does it, is the cousin of FOMO in markets. Same trap, same outsourced judgment, different costume. So here's the system that breaks the trap. 1. Competence filter. Stay inside what you truly understand and respect the perimeter. BerkshireHathaway.com. 2. Value filter. Separate price from value and don't pay any price just to participate. Webflow. 3. Survival rules. Remove wipeout risk, no leverage-driven fragility, no complexity you can't explain. BerkshireHathaway.com. If you do just that, you won't win every year. Berkshire didn't win every year in bubbles. Discipline can look wrong until it looks inevitable. Here's your question for today. What financial decision are you making right now that relies on other people seem confident? Write it down, then run it through the 3 filters. And if you want more videos like this, grounded in Berkshire history, not motivational noise, subscribe to Wisdom from Warren Buffett. In the next video, we'll build a simple personal balance sheet framework that makes bad decisions feel obviously expensive before you make them.